Alright guys, in today's video I'm going to be addressing some things that have been bothering me on the mini truck. You could see how dirty it is, but the main reason why it's like this is because this cage or exoskeleton, whatever you want to call it, some parts of it have started to rust, especially the tubing right here, and this here is actually discoloration from the rust leaking from the tubing. So what I think I'm going to do is actually remove all of this stuff. I'll probably just keep the bottom section. The section around the tail lights is the worst culprit. You can see right here the rust caused it to blow out, and I put some body filler there, but it still didn't help much. And the other thing that's been bugging me is these wipers are sitting way too low, and they're resting on the windshield gasket and on the body instead of on the actual glass, and that actually has ruined the rubber on the wipers. So I'm gonna remove the wiper arms and place these a little bit higher on the mini truck. And then the other thing I'm gonna do is put new terminals on the positive and negative wires that go to the battery. I'm planning on doing a battery upgrade in the future, so this will get me, that's something I'm gonna have to do anyway, so I'll kind of be halfway done with that. And again, I'm also gonna remove these over fenders that I made, just so I could get the truck nice and washed. And I want to make sure there's no corrosion happening behind here. So let's just get started and start removing that cage. You know when you look at something a certain way for so long, and then something changes and it just doesn't look right? I'm so used to seeing this thing with that basket on top that now without it, it just looks like it shaved its head or something. And anyway, let's keep going. I just want to show you. You could kind of see underneath the bars how dirty it is. But let's keep unbolting this stuff. Okay, so I was trying to be very careful removing that piece, but it ended up falling on my head and it ripped the wiring right out of the fog lights in the front. Not a big deal. It would have been a big deal if it ripped near the light assembly, but it was at the crimp area where I had the terminals, and I was gonna rewire these anyway with a a connector, a quick connector, instead of these spade ones. Anyway, I'm going to finish removing the bumper just so I could clean up that wiring and not have it get corroded or anything like that. And then we'll continue on to washing the vehicle, and then hopefully I'll put that back on. And that's probably the only part that's going to go back on. But I might want to give it a little touch of paint because some areas are starting to corrode as well, although nothing is as bad as this guy here. So let's continue. Okay, so we got all the cladding off, and you could see this thing is filthy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it a quick wash, and then I did find this. I'm gonna be using this to kind of clean up the paint, especially those rust stains. I did a little test, and this thing works amazingly well. So that's just to show you that's some of the rust stains on the front bumper, and you could see completely takes it off. But I don't want to be rubbing dirt also, so I'm gonna give the car a quick wash first, and then try to compound the whole body, but just not with a machine, just by hand, and see if we could get this thing to shine again. Okay guys, so I don't know if you noticed in the video, but basically I tried to just sand down the area where the paint was flaking. When I power washed the car, the paint started flaking off over here. This car had damage here in its sometime in its life. When I first painted the car, I noticed there was some flaking paint, and I kind of did the same thing. I kind of put a feathered edge on the part that the paint was peeling from, and then I painted over it, and it lasted for a while. But when I tried to do the same thing this time, once I put a layer of paint on it, it started peeling up again. So the paint started bubbling. So I decided to, and I didn't get it on camera because it's been raining on and off. You could still see, you know, there's still water on the truck from it just rained not too long ago. But basically, what I did was I sanded everything a lot further down. I actually used a sander, a machine, and I was able to really get all of the part that had where the repair was down to the body filler again. And it doesn't look like it was like a big dent. It was actually like spots. So it's almost like there was like small damage of like little dents and that they patched up, but it was enough to make the paint flake up. In any case, I got that sanded, you know, to a decent level. You know, it's not body shop quality, obviously. I'm not a body man. And I put a layer of sandable primer on it, and I did do a wet sand on it. I didn't get it on video. It was actually raining. I did it in the rain. But in any case, I think now I'm going to give it another layer of the filler, of the primer, and let it dry, and then give it another light wet sanding. And then I think I'm going to remove all the masking, redo the masking, and I'll be ready to put the gloss paint down. And then obviously from there, we'll move on to putting the camo patterns back on as well. Okay, so got our painting complete. This took a better part of a week just because the weather has been horrible. It's been humid, hot, raining every day. So it's basically been like stop, start, stop, start. It's been kind of awful. Even today, the sky looks pretty nasty. It's probably gonna rain any minute, and it's 90 degrees and muggy. But in any case, I'm gonna get the bumper back on and then get our little bars back on as well. And then I think the next step from there, obviously I still need to buy the new wipers, and I want to paint the flares that I did, just because they're a bit beaten up, but I don't want to put them back on. I have to order some rubber edging material so that it doesn't scuff the actual body work, because it started to do that in some spots. So I thought this was just dirt, but it's actually scuffed on. So I'm going to make sure I order some of that rubber edging to put on the skirts, or the flares I should say. In any case, let's get this stuff mounted back on and get with it. Okay guys, so it's starting to rain again, and I'm gonna end the video here. Basically, I'm not gonna be able to put the fenders on in this video. I'm gonna have to repaint them. I painted them silver to match the wheels, and I actually hate the way it looks, so I'm gonna get some bed liner and paint them in the black bed liner material. And since I'll have that, I'll do a couple of touch-ups. So you could see right here, I noticed that with this Rust-Oleum bed liner, I kind of have to do touch-ups every year. So it's not the greatest thing, but it's very inexpensive. So you can see those white lines there and a couple of spots where it flaked off. But it does protect the white paint underneath. You could kind of see that. And even on the side tailgate there, or side gates, whatever you want to call it. But in any case, this part, I don't know if you noticed, but this is something I added. I had it when I first did this kind of exoskeleton type of, whatever you want to call it, bull bars or whatever, but I never put it on. I was always a little bit worried about the license plate being obstructed, but you know, I'm gonna take a chance. I do have it strategically cut out so you can see the blinkers, and I just noticed that removing this, actually I'm thinking of rewiring these and mounting them right on top here. Let me swing this over. So like just using these existing slots here, because these have brackets. These, by the way, are the ones that were mounted on top on the roof rack. So, you know, something like that wouldn't be the end of the world. now we still have fog lights. So and you know, looking at it now, I really need to polish those headlights again. I did polish them before, but you know, I never really put like a ceramic coating or anything to protect them from getting kind of dinged up again. And that's it, guys. I'm gonna end this video here. I am getting rained on and I'm being attacked by this robin that decided to make a nest right here, and she's not happy that I'm over here. Kind of see her babies in there. So I'm gonna leave her alone and call it a day. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the next video.